So, at the age of 18, in my gap year, 3 weeks, I headed round Europe on a bit of an interrail trip. From the good, the bad, to the ugly, to the beautiful cities, to the people. Enjoy coming along on the adventure. That day, I so sadly said goodbye to my 2 Swedish friends. And then there was me. And then I boarded a train, the first of many on my journey to Vienna. The gourmet snack that kept me company was this really old preservative bread I had and a pot of jam. I massively regret not bringing cutlery on my trip. It is the one thing I didn't pack. And all I had was this old manky plastic spoon. Like, I kid you not, it was all I had. And then I had this leftover dinner which I was going to have for lunch, only to find that it tasted so off and out of date that I had to bin it. So I really didn't have a lot of food on this journey. Alas, I did make it to Vienna. Now that I'm walking, I'm realising just how tired I am. Because I did get in at about 4:30, got up at about 8. I think the issue with the trains was because I had to change so much I couldn't sleep. I just felt like too uncomfortable to sleep and be the only one in control of like when I get off. Just currently on my way to the hostel, which is solid like 35-minute walk. Just showered and washed my hair and I'm still feeling groggy. But okay, what the hell happened to my arm? So as you can see, I've got a bite there, like a mosquito bite, and now it looks like the bite's like bruised my arm. Like, what? So this is my bed. This is a really nice hostel room, like it's very spacious. That's in my locker over there. Even though it was getting late in Vienna, I did go out and just explore. There was a really cute market where I just picked up some fruit and veg, but the walk from the train station really allowed me to see a lot of Vienna as well. So I've got myself a nectarine and some vegetables which I'm going to cook up for dinner, and the whole thing cost me less than €2. Just done my Instagram stuff. Now I'm going to bring these things down to the kitchen. So I've got, I'm making lunch for tomorrow as well. So I've got lentils, sauce, my Tupperware container to put it in, courgette, aubergine and mushrooms. I also need to deal with the stupid laundry. So, you know, I had those issues yesterday. So I washed it, but it's all wet. So I'm going to just pay to use the dryer here because it's most of my clothes and I need them dry. No clue how to work these. Let's work it out. So I think I put the money in here and dry stuff. I don't know. So my change, embarrassingly, wouldn't work because I don't have any 50 cents. I only have like big coins. So for now, I'm just gonna do it the free way. So I've just hung everything up and I'll come back and see if it's dry. If not, I'll pay. I love it when hostels have kitchens, and it's funny to see how different kitchens can be across hostels. The kitchen is genuinely where you meet people. Like, this is where you talk to people, you make friends, you often go and sit and eat the food that you made together. So I just chopped up some veg and made a stir fry because my culinary capabilities don't go far beyond that. I also cooked up all the veg I had so that I could make extra for tomorrow's lunch. And also all I'd really been eating was like carbs, like just bread and rice and pasta. So it was so nice to just have pure veg. I also made friends with these girls in the kitchen who I went and sat with. So I was just in the kitchen and I've just met these guys and they're from the UK, which is cool. And this is basically like my doppelgänger. You can't really tell in this light. No. Like you can't. Wait, do you have like a torch? Okay. No, the mannerisms
just the way that we like
really
speak
similar.
and talk. Let me see.
And your hair is really similar.
This is gonna be such a spotlight on your face.
Oh no! This is gonna be so unflattering. You actually look really similar to me in this. Yeah. Okay. Look. Wow.
It's just weird. I think it's the hair, to be honest. But
yeah, I think the hair definitely. Like, we're all the same age. So I put this poll on my story and I was so disappointed to find that 68% guessed wrong and thought that I was the girl I met. Brushing my teeth and everything, getting ready, and when I wash my face, I have a pineapple. Basically this day I was getting a night train, which meant I had to check out from the hostel, which was so frustrating because I had to pack everything and packing just takes me forever. I also had to take the sheets and stuff off the bed and like bring the sheets down to reception. Most hostels will let you store your bag in their luggage facilities, but also you have to keep in mind that you have to come back and get your luggage before the night train leaves. So depending on how far away the hostel is from the train station, that can be an issue. So yeah, I just left my bag in storage because I'm not lugging that around all day. And then I explored Vienna and I went to the Albertina, which is an amazing museum of contemporary art. And it was free because I was under 19. I saw Monet's Water Lilies in Paris, so it was so cool to see the rest of his work here. I then went on a free walking tour because these are the best way to see a city quickly and actually learn about it. And I realised I really didn't know much about Vienna. This was also a 2.5 hour tour, and seeing as I was only in Vienna for like a day, it was just the best way to see as much as I could. The 2 girls I had dinner with also happened to be on this tour, so I was with them literally all day. So just done the free walking tour. What did you guys think?
It was really good.
Yeah. I think it was good. Yeah, I feel like we finally learned a lot more about Vienna.
Yeah, we finally know something. Seen lots of churches and stuff.
Yeah. But it was like spontaneous seeing these guys again, just like at the walking tour. And I lost most of my footage, but I did go to the Royal Palace, which was stunning. I then boarded the second night train of my trip. Instead of being on the 3rd floor bunk bed, I had the luxury of being on the bottom, which was cool. There were no delays this time, and it was just a better experience. Morning, it's like 7:40. And they brought us a little breakfast, which is very cute, and you should always bring tea bags with you because now I can make my own tea, which is good. We got given some free bread, which was nice, and like a little orange juice packet, much appreciated. And then we came into Düsseldorf. Arriving in Düsseldorf. Yeah, this lady was such a gem. She was just really sweet and we just got on. I then had a very limited amount of time in Düsseldorf. I can tell I'm in a good mood because I'm walking along the road practically singing to myself, which is a bit embarrassing, but... So yeah, I have absolutely no idea what is in Düsseldorf. I did like a quick search and I can't remember anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm heading to the river Rhine, which was recommended to me by the lovely woman in my night train carriage thing, because she grew up in Düsseldorf. She now lives in Vienna, but yeah, she was recommending that I just head there. I'll see what's going on, and I think I'm going to stay here for 3 to 4 hours before heading to Amsterdam. Wow, my hair is glowing. All I really did was walk around, and I think that's just the best way to see as much as you can. Anything that interested me, I would go and explore it. The architecture was stunning, it was a beautiful day, the river Rhine was lovely. Might look all perfect and dreamy, but in reality I had to set up the camera and it was really awkward. So I just sat and wrote in my travel diary about the last 2 days. Sat here for like an hour. But yeah, I've updated it. Genuinely, if you told me it was summer, I would believe you. That is how stunning the weather has been pretty much my entire trip. And also why I'd recommend going in September or October, because you don't have all the tourists and the high season prices, but you still have lovely weather and it's nice. Yeah, there was all this Christmas stuff and I was like, what is going on? It's literally an amazing day. It's literally like summer. Despite the fact I said I wouldn't lug around any heavy books, I did buy myself a book. There's a reason I didn't bring physical books with me, because they're heavy and bulky and awkward. And yet, I did exactly what I said I wouldn't do, and I bought a book, and I bought about the thickest book ever. But I've been wanting to read the next few books in the Throne of Glass series for so long, it is insane. So, I'm doing it. Okay, so this is Anna, and we met on this train to Amsterdam. How did we even talk?
It was because I followed you going through first
class.
Yeah,
none of us were in first class. And then I noticed you spoke English. Oh no, it was, and then I said I'm going to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And you said you were going to Amsterdam. And we've just been sat here chatting for the last 2 hours, and she's lovely. So yeah.
At your church.
And she's also going to see, like, what you're going to see. Do you want to explain? BTS, like K-pop concert. So
I dreamed so long. Finally.
Yeah. I'm pretty proud of myself for having sussed out this awful bus schedule. Buses can be so hard to navigate, but I did get on the right one. After a long journey, like 3, 4, I think 5 trains actually, and a bus, I think I'm here. Okay, so I've just arrived at my hostel and now I'm just going to the supermarket to grab some stuff to cook for dinner. But, okay, first impressions of this place. Oh, I have walked into a drugs den. Like, I mean, yeah, okay, it's Holland, it's Amsterdam, okay, cool. But I walked in and all I could smell is weed. And I personally don't smoke. I'm very chill with what other people want to do, live your life, whatever. But, right, we'll see how this goes. Basically, I'm not actually staying in Amsterdam because it was too expensive. So I'm staying 30 kilometres outside. I'm in Noordwijk and I'm on the beach. Actually quite nice. And I'm excited to go see the beach. They have a shuttle that runs into actual Amsterdam, so tomorrow at 9:30 I'm going to Amsterdam. Then went for a cheeky food shop and I stocked up on some cheap essentials like bread and sweet corn. I just bought a huge loaf of bread, all my dinner for today, like my lunch for tomorrow, and it came to €4. Honestly, travelling does not have to be that expensive and being vegan does not have to be that expensive. You just gotta make the effort, I guess, to cook. But yeah, I'm just gonna head to the beach because I need to see it before I go back to the hostel. Oh my god, guys, Noordwijk is so underrated. Like, look at this beach. I think most people, when they think of the Netherlands, don't imagine beaches, but this is stunning and this is so classic Holland. The sand was so soft. Most traveller thing ever. I'm just here on the beach, eating a piece of bread. Plain bread on my own in a random beach, watching the sunset, carrying all of my stuff. And bam, Jade's culinary skills continue improving. So I basically just bought packet veg, which was so easy to stir fry. That night, I actually went to the beach with a load of strangers in the middle of the night because, you know, spontaneity. And then we sat in the smoking room and played the game of life. No, I definitely did not smoke, but the smoking room was actually like the common area, like it was the only social place. Good morning, so it is 8:20 a.m. I was the first person up in my room by a long shot. People were pretty gone, and I went to bed at about half midnight. Half midnight actually seems to be becoming a bit of a standard, which is not good. It's very, very unlike me. Don't worry, I did not do drugs, nor would I do that on this trip at all. But yeah, I met some nice people. There was one guy who was super nice and he was 18 as well, and he was working there, so it was just really nice to like get to know him more. Despite the fact that this is Amsterdam, he doesn't smoke and he doesn't really drink either, so it's quite nice to like bond over that. There was also a guy who was a little bit more handsier, I guess, and I was like, can you not? But yeah, it was fine. I'm now just heading to the beach because breakfast opens at past, and I also don't want to be the first one at breakfast, so I'm just gonna see the beach early in the morning. I'm kind of cold, but also fine. And then I'm heading into Amsterdam via the shuttle that the hostel provides, although it is an hour to get into Amsterdam, which is a bit annoying. Noordwijk in the morning was just as beautiful as Noordwijk at sunset. Like, what? This is gorgeous. It was just such a cute little beach town. It had such a sleepy, dreamy vibe to it. Like, what a beautiful place to eat a random cheap vegan bar that you found in a supermarket. I then had the free hostel breakfast, which was actually such a good selection, and also a great place to meet people because it's so communal. I then got the shuttle to Amsterdam and I had a free walking tour, which was great. I really got on the free walking tour bandwagon here, but I learned so much about the city. The guy was so enthusiastic and had such a great personality and energy to him. Just finished the free walking tour, which was very informative. I then used my app Happy Cow to find this amazing vegan hummus place. Loved it. Because I am an actual sweet tooth child, I went to a vegan candy shop and I got pick and mix and it's like all certified vegan stuff, and then I got some licorice because I'm in Holland. All the canals in Amsterdam are stunning. I've heard there is an issue with people accidentally falling in when they're drunk though. Were you even really in Amsterdam if you didn't take a photo with the sign?
That's why I'm just afraid if somebody asked me that you were really in Amsterdam.
Yeah, prove it. Maybe. Right guys, the Rijksmuseum is amazing. I spent so many hours there and I loved it. The artwork was amazing. They had like a cool miniature doll's house. I kept testing my ability to read Dutch by reading the Dutch descriptions, and then if I had to, reading the English ones. I love Renaissance art. Can I just say, I love Amsterdam. Man, I love it. It's beautiful. I loved the Rijksmuseum. I love being surrounded by Dutch. I love listening to Dutch and trying to like replicate it. I'm having a wonderful time. I'm just heading to the Vondelpark and geez, it is such a nice day. It is actually 27 degrees. So I'm currently sat here in my jeans wishing that I was in shorts. And I think if I was actually staying in Amsterdam, I would definitely get a bike. But I think because my hostel's in Noordwijk, it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, I'm just gonna go for a scenic walk. Vondelpark was just stunning, so serene. I've been sat here for like a solid hour and a bit, and it's been so lovely. And the fountain's really calming, and there was women like playing the saxophone, and such a lovely atmosphere. Okay, so what have I done in the last hour? I FaceTimed my friend. I FaceTimed my 2 Swedish friends that I met in Slovenia because they are the most wonderful people and I miss them. And I've just been walking around Vondelpark. I checked out a vegan place to eat, but it was so pricey that I think I'm just gonna wait until I get back into my hostel, even though it's gonna be about 8:15 maybe before I get back. And there's a shuttle that goes at 7 p.m, which is why I'm kind of waiting until 7. Not gonna lie, this willow tree just made me miss Willow so much. I was just sat there thinking of my dog. I then lost all of my footage from the next day, apart from this one beautiful clip of me having a fancy dinner. Although guys, I went to the Banksy Museum and you have to go. That's all I'm gonna say, just go. It is incredible. And here's a dodgy clip I filmed from my room, just to kind of show you the vibe of this druggy hostel. I have no idea why the clip is so red, like what? Despite the drugginess, the people were so friendly, so nice, so easy to get on with. It felt like one big family, which was so nice. And thank you so much guys for being here. Like, here's another vlog. And you know what, this is the second to last one. By the end of the next vlog, I will be home and I will have somehow completed this entire trip. I think the next vlog might be my favourite. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Bye.